You have no idea what you look like. And I want to talk about it. Hi, I'm Andy. I am a coach for nutrition and fitness, and I want to talk about why do you need a coach? Why do you need somebody to guide you? And I think this question is important because I often see people say things like, well, I know what to do, I just need to do it. Or I'll start on Monday. Or, I ate bad this week. And they say all these things. And I say to myself, if they just had a coach, then they would have somebody to give them an objective view of what is actually happening. And so I want to get into it because, well, that's my style, right? So this entire thing came up because I had a client tell me that, they were excited about having a coach, and oftentimes they would think that, oh, I could do it by myself. But it wasn't until they had a coach that they started seeing the light, as it were. Things became very clear and perspective happens all around. And I thought, wow, this person is finally getting it. Like after years of trial and error, they just finally got why having a coach was important to them. So, when you join a coach, you think, oh, they're going to give me this diet that's going to fix me. Or they're going to give me this workout plan that's going to fix me. Or, they're going to just say the right thing and it's going to fix me. And that's not the case. You can get a diet online. You can pay $60, get a book, boom, you have a diet. Same thing with workouts. You can Google that and find a workout and just do it. Any workout and any diet will get you results. Okay. So what is it about a coach that makes it so unique? Well, first of all, we have not all the knowledge. I was going to say we have all the knowledge, but no, it's not true. A lot of coaches don't know what the fuck they're doing, and sometimes they are just Googling shit just to give you an answer. But we do have experience, and we often can help you overcome obstacles. For instance, we had July 4th coming up. I did a podcast about, hey, what are we going to do? What are the strategies? How are we going to integrate, having that good time into our life? I've had people who have come to me and been like, oh, I ate so bad on 4th of July. And then they step on the scale and it only moved a pound. It's about keeping perspective. Somebody who has a bird's eye view of what's going on with you so that you can just live, so that you don't have to think. You don't have to just be all up in it. And the reason that I open this podcast with "you don't know what you look like" is because think about this. Do you actually know what you look like? Have you ever seen yourself? First thing you might say is, yeah, I have a mirror, duh, but that's not you. That's a flipped image of you. That's not what you look like. You don't look like the left ear on the left and the right ear. No, that's a flipped image of you. Okay, well, I've taken pictures of myself. No, that is a snapshot of you in the past. In a week, that's not you anymore. In a second, that's not you anymore. You cannot see you right now as you are. You cannot come out of your body and look at your body and see who you are right now. And that's what a coach does. A coach gives you eyes on the outside. A coach is looking at you and saying, okay, these are the things that are happening around you. This is how it's affecting you. And this is how you can move forward. Here are some options. It gives you a level of clarity that you cannot give yourself, especially nobody wants to put themselves on a diet. Nobody wants to give themselves a workout plan. Nobody wants to impose these things on themselves. But if somebody else is saying, hey, this is going to get you results because I have done it time and time again, you're going to be like, yeah, okay, one, I believe you because you have evidence that proves it, but also because you see things outside of me that I may not be able to see myself. I'm going to use myself as an example here because I am an extreme example of this. And I'm going to bring up my bodybuilding. I love bringing up my bodybuilding. I could talk about that shit for hours. But anyways, so when I get closer to show, my workouts are trash. I'm not eating a lot. I'm doing a lot of exercise. I'm doing a lot of cardio. Like, the body dysmorphia is very real because I've lost a lot of weight in a very short amount of time. This person who looks at me in the mirror has this fucking six-pack and is ripped and is just like not the person that I see myself as, 9 months out of the year. This is very just a snapshot person, and it's just like this disbelief. But then in comes bodybuilding goggles. And I'm sitting here looking at the other girls who are, posting stuff on the internet that they looked even more shredded. They have even more muscle. And I'm like, I'm not ready. I shouldn't be stepping on stage. I don't even have a right to get on stage. And my coach is like, Andy, this is what you pay me for. To look at you objectively and tell you what's going to happen, why it's going to happen, and when you get on stage and it happens or doesn't happen, tell you why it did or did not happen. And that is exactly the point of a coach, is to guide you through the process and to help you overcome those obstacles that you have. It's like, yes, holidays come and go. How do I navigate that? Oh, my period came and went. How do I navigate that? Oh, I'm going through a breakup. How do I navigate that? Oh, I got a new job. I got to figure out how to do this shit all over again. Okay, how do I navigate that? And you're telling me that you can do all of that by yourself? No fucking way. Nobody can. Everybody needs a guide in this life, whether it's a spiritual guide, a nutrition guide, a business guide, whatever it is. We need like a committee of people to help us because nobody can do this on your own. Like, I don't do it on my own. I don't do my own workouts and meals by myself. I don't program that shit myself. Same thing with my business. Like, I have somebody there who's keeping an eye for me and is like, hey, I see that you're doing this. Why don't we try this? Why don't we do that? Somebody who's going to spot check me because I don't know everything. And that is the mindset that you have to have in order to be able to make progress. Is like, hey, I don't know this. Let me consult an expert. Let me have somebody there who's gonna not only give me a workout that works for me, but also a nutrition plan that works for me, but also, and this is the biggest one of all, is going to hold me accountable and give me perspective. And all of those things combined doesn't mean that you're still going to fucking do it perfectly. Doesn't mean that your coach is perfect either. I mean, I'm not even selling my services. You want to go with another coach, by all means. I'm just advocating for having someone in your life to help you and to push you to where you want to be, just to give you a little friendly nudge here and there. And, it's very rare that I have a client who will leave my services and be like, knock it out of the park the rest of their life. A lot of people will come back to me and say, hey, I didn't know how to navigate this and I slipped up and I didn't know what to do. Now, that might sound like I'm saying you're going to need a coach the rest of your life. And that's not true. That's absolutely not true either. But if you do not know to surround yourself with people who are like-minded, who have the same values, who have the same lifestyle, who have knowledge themselves about what is going on, then yeah, you will slip and fall and you will need to get a coach again. That is why a good coach will also help you to surround you with more information, empower you to get this information. How do I get this information? How do I do this? How do you do this? How do you do this? And that, my friends, is my pitch for coaching. I hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you do need a coach, and I know a pretty good one. She's on Instagram. Her name is Andy Hoffer. And my handle is coach_Andy_Hoffer, HOFFER. All right, guys. Love you guys. Bye.